Hey Stephanie, how's it going? I have you in mind since I saw that email. I was just mainly trying to solve the other thing before, but now that that's going, I can actually sit down and see your work, which I've been looking. Every single week I actually come to your desktop and see what you have here. So this is the assignment. Let me actually go to the breakdown. This is actually looking really nice. A couple of things that I saw, and this is just me getting picky. Would be mainly, I'll go by one, but mainly all these things are really, really nice. Like you have amazing reference. The final product here on the 3D Zbrush, it's actually pretty cool and it's pretty close to what you have on the design board right there. Couple of things that I would do, it's basically, let me actually do a couple of things here. Let me just get my drawing tool first. This is Mary Carey. That sounds very French, which is nice. So Mary Carey on the concept, I like that a lot. Let me see. Yes, you can see that hopefully. So this one of the things we try to do, and this is mainly your style in the portfolio. This is what you've been doing for illustration. So this is actually the same. You're following the same style as you had before, and this is which is fine. So you have the values passes right here, and then this one would be without the background, and the final with this one, which is the whole integration. One of the things that I was going to say is that the mouth to me doesn't have any structural drawing, and it all depends on the style, and this is something that we gotta be always careful about saying, okay, this is really my style, or it's something that I'm hiding from this structural drawing things. In your case, I would say, because you're a skilled artist, I think this is more the style, but always keep that one in mind. What I mean by that is that this has to have that structure, and I would just do it like that. So when you have the this, and you start building on top of that, the mouth, it actually feels that it follows the anatomy, and when it's smiling all the way up, it just pushes that muscle up here. It's like doing this, that you smile and just pushes that up. Otherwise it feels more to the animation or to the drawing, that it's more on the outline, that you stayed on the outside and you never went inside. And again, it has to do with style. It doesn't mean that every single drawing that you will see, it has to have that structural drawing, but most of the cases we gotta do it because this is gonna go into a 3D production pipeline. That would be basically the case. So this is something that I would like to see. The muscle covers a little bit of that eye, and it be mainly the cheek. All this area just feels flat, and this is something that maybe Tom mentioned as well for the ear. And again, this is just me being picky, but that ear has to have the what's just one more pass. You have the nice cylinder, it's tapering out, but you want to have the little pass that it fits more like an ear, like that. And it's kind of cool because you don't have to follow the regular proportions. Like if I just draw that line, you're going down into this one, which is fine. So again, this would be a concept that basically you're trying to use these tools like the structural drawing and then the anatomy, just to make this one more believable. And then again, the muscle right there, so the eye doesn't feel like that it's popping out right there. And yeah, so I'm just gonna keep on going down. And let me keep on going with the character so I can see it on this one. And this is what I was telling you. There's a couple of things here that they need to work out. For instance, this mouth doesn't really work on 3D. This one, it's suggested, and that's what we are doing when we're just doing 2D drawings, like saying here's a mouth, here's a nose, here's the eye, like me saying something like so here's one eye, here's the other eye, and then the mouth is there. And then the 3D guys would need to find what does that mean in 3D, how to translate that into 3D. And since you're doing that here, you can see that this mouth is all the way at the right. It doesn't really work as well with the anatomy or with the structure. The profile view, it's pretty cool. I like that. The ear here, it seems that it's more fixed, or it's making more sense, so I like that. That's been fixed on the 3D. It's just the mouth. The eye, this eye seems to have a bit of a asymmetry, more like crossed eyes. They seem to be more like that. Maybe that's what you want, but just keep an eye if it's not what you want, which is cool. Yeah, I think I suppose maybe I just have a bit of a line of action that's going more like that. So one foot stays like this, and then the other one more like that. So it doesn't feel like it's going to fall down, like she's going to fall down. Just more like that. I think one of striking pose. Now, one thing that is hard on ZBrush, but it's hard on everything actually, but on ZBrush I'm guessing that it'll be a bit more challenging. The wrinkles and the folds. Remember, all these ones, as you may know, they're always radiating, and they radiate from the whatever's hanging them, like that point. If you grab something, if you pull your shirt, now this is the point, and everything radiates. In the reference, let me just keep both windows here. So every single one of these would be one of the radiating points. So meaning that this is going to radiate from there, and then one more from there, and then one more. It's like a curtain, same principle. So every time that you get the curtain from a nail, let's say, the curtain is going to hang like this, and then it's going to be radiating from there. So it's the same with any clothes. So, and then since she has that dress, you just need to be radiating this folds, because they feel that they're more randomly positioned, just like that. But they gotta be radiating. Like this one's nice, you see, like it's going out. So try to find where are these points, and then just bring the wrinkles out of that. You can see it on this one. There's one more, like there's one right there. This is more clear because it's radiating out. So once you find that point, it's easier to see. In the drawings, like this one might not be an accurate. This is more a representation from that painter. So you want to be sure that you're getting what you really want, which is from the source. Like this one, you can see that there's 2 points right there. So these ones are kind of like radiating like that, almost like an M. And then you find more. This one has a lot of this one. So every single fold, the main thing would be that you can see how they're going out, and then the ones they're just falling in between, like that. So again, keep that one in mind, that they would be radiating here, going out. Yeah, which is pretty cool. And then this is a little bit different, but kind of like the same principle. There's tension and it radiates out, and then of course, because this one, the sleeves are all the way up, there's a bit more things that are hidden. You can't really see them, and the effect is different. On this one, you have that, and it just radiates out like that. Then here, depending on the contact with the skin, it's just a lot of variables. So you don't have to get them perfect, but you just get them in a sense that they actually radiate, and that would feel a lot more accurate, I guess. Yeah, and then for the environment, I think it's amazing. I saw it and I was like, wow, that is really, really cool. Best ones I've seen so far in the school, really. So this is great stuff. The lighting, it's amazing. The mood, it is amazing as well. One thing that got my eye what was it, 2 days ago, when I saw it, it was basically, I think you can use some vanishing points for the planes. Like you have one vanishing point somewhere here, and you might have like one somewhere, I don't know, this one seems to be like really far away. So this is your horizon line right there, something like that, and you're getting those vanishing points, like this one. I think you can get one for the planes. For some reason, the planes, they don't seem to be on the same space, and this is where you gotta trick a lot of the things. You gotta force that perspective in order for them to work. So it might be, there might be a couple of things. It might be that the vanishing point, it's in a in the proper position like this is great. So you see that they're shooting out from there. It might be though that the trail, it actually seems that they come from here. So I would try a couple of things. Maybe I would eliminate the trail. Try that out. No trail, no smoke, just the planes. And by doing that, there's no indication of where they're coming from. Now, if you need to keep the trail, I would just modify that trail in a way that it's kind of like going more into the horizon, more like that. Not drawing that smoke trail all the way down, but just keeping it more like in a curve, but never meeting with the horizon line, because that kind of throws things. It seems that it's kind of like doing a tangent line that is not really working. That's the only thing that I saw 2 days ago, and the rest is just fantastic. One of the things that is hard with this one is that you have this line that you keep on going and you find the same vanishing point somewhere there, but then you have this one. So this is very challenging. So I think you're doing a great job on that. So you have the color pass. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I guess the scale of that boat, it might seem a little bit small though. You might, and these are things that you gotta question and you gotta get on the design. Like if this wall, let's say this wall is making contact with the water. See, like that wall, it's just going like that, and this is the height of that wall. The boat seems to be a little bit small, but there's a lot of things to consider here. The boat has to go through the bridge, of course, and if you do that, maybe that actually means that either this has to go down a little bit more, or the bridge has to go up a little bit more, and then the boat has to be a little bit bigger, so it actually fits in all that. Perspective wise, it feels fine. It's just more the size, and by doing it or by making that bigger, now you gotta question what is this concept about. Is this about the city? Is the boat really just a supporting actor in that environment, or is it mainly about the boat? Because now you're gonna make it that bigger. Yeah, so it'll be about scale, and scale is something that always tweaking. Scale is one of those things that you gotta make it work. So start from things about how many stories you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the top right there, so that's 4. And if this is 1 person scale, how about that line right there? So it seems a little bit small, the boat. So you measure those ones out, and then that's going to force you to tweak this one, of course, and then just making that work. So it seems that you have a pretty good understanding of the perspective. It's more about working with the scale at this moment, making things work, that they actually gradually, as they're getting farther away from the camera, they're actually getting smaller, and that's always a challenge. Believe me, it's easy to say, but there's a lot of things that they need to be happening in the concept artist's mind. So it's all from the planning, remember. But all this is great, like the simulation about the city getting away with the hazel. All this is great. I think this is great. The main thing is this great composition. Pretty cool. The planes are great. It actually, when I see the planes, to me it's more about speaking about a period of time. That you're saying, okay, this is happening in the 1960s, because those planes like the Red Baron, I don't know if they're from the 1960s, I'm just saying, but they tie things up. Then you might want to add some people, maybe just references. Remember, the human reference always helps. That's why we see a lot of like the planes, we see a lot of like the birds and people. You have trees right here, right there. Yeah, but again, this is looking really good. I'm always checking your work. Thank you.